Okay, now we're to chapter 4, Dawn of the New World Order. And this chapter has sections in it as well, so this is like an intro. Alright, here we go. The quote, New World Order, unquote, is the transitional phase between sovereign nations and a one-world government run by the Luciferian global elite under Lucifer and his human representative, King Nimrod, the Antichrist. This is exactly what is prophesied in the Bible. This is exactly the goal of the Great Plan, and this is exactly what is unfolding before us today. They are very close to achieving their objective. You probably don't understand yet how bad this will be for us, but by the end of this book you will have learned all of the most important moving parts of it and how they interlock to form a pyramidal, compartmentalized conspiracy run by a very few Luciferian families and to the ultimate benefit of only a few thousand of the people involved with bringing the one world government in. They have all jockeyed or are jockeying for a position in it right now, to live under it and benefit from it in the times to come. If what they are trying to do was for the good of humanity, they would be doing it out in the open instead of behind closed doors, under the veil of secrecy. Only evil acts are done in the dark, away from concerned eyes. And I'm just going to throw a little bit of my 2 cents in here. I mean, I'm not disagreeing with the writer here. But for me anyway, it's been for the last several years now, it's like almost all predictions and prophecies of modern day man, even if it's based on what seems to be things coming to pass that were written, and I'm not talking about necessarily the Bible, I'm talking about interpretations of the Bible. Anyway, I'm saying all those, for me personally, are basically null and void almost. I mean, people having dreams and this is going to happen, that's going to happen, and when they start putting times on it, it really never pans out. And so all I'm saying is I'm not discrediting at all what's written here, but I just don't think anyone really has it down to be able to say the word exactly. But that's just a little minor thing here, and so I'm going to keep going. The story of the Great Plan coming into its end goal of the New World Order is such that one cannot explain it to the layman to the point of him or her understanding it without a fully rehearsed 24-hour speech. It is such a vast, interconnected web of deceit that the only way to explain it is to lay out all aspects of it, showing how the dots all connect. So this is what you are holding in your hand from me, my written speech that will take you about 24 hours straight to read. The reason it takes so long to explain it is the same reason why someone could be called a conspiracy nut by popping off about only one element of it. Without knowing all of the elements and the facts behind them, you can't even begin to visualize the real conspiracy, and it's easy to pass off people ranting about the Federal Reserve or 9/11 or the New World Order, anything, as lunacy, and then go back to the personal, non-reality bubble most people these days reside in. Now that we've briefly gone through how the Great Plan began and how it was carried forward from ancient to modern times, we're going to go into some greater degree of detail regarding the significant players and events of the last 300 or so years that have brought us to the doorstep of the New World Order. Time has been on the side of the 6,000-year-old Great Plan, and they have moved their agenda along slowly and covertly enough so as not to arouse suspicion from the population at large. That's not to say that people haven't been trying to call this conspiracy out for millennia. Even the warnings of God's prophets and Jesus Christ himself throughout the entire Bible have for the most part fallen on deaf ears. you are holding in your hands as a dire of a warning as I was able to manifest, and hopefully you understand this warning at this point. Only independent type thinkers have been able to step outside of the proverbial box over the years and view what is happening without blinders. The result of those thinkers has been a crescendo of books, lectures, and video presentations trying to warn the people of what is going on, along with an even greater crescendo of denial and mudslinging from the establishment-owned mainstream media, shouting them down and labeling the truth as conspiracy theory. This has successfully discredited the truth movement to a point where it has been, for the most part, an effort in vain, much to the detriment of humanity. I aim to change that, and I won't beat around the bush here. I need your help. I am just one man who is standing against the beast. I need your help if we are to have any hope of a promising future for our kids and humanity in general. The general public has been brainwashed by the media to not only not think outside the box they've been put in, but to ridicule those that do as crazy. Quote, "Don't go outside your box. It's not safe out there," unquote. You know what? It's not safe out there, and it's because you and everyone else won't get out of their damn box and speak up for what's right, fair, and true. I will tell you that the only people that are crazy are those people who diligently stick their heads in the sand because they're afraid that their reality bubble will burst if they actually were to know what is really going on. By doing this, you are allowing the New World Order agenda of pure tyranny to march forward unchallenged and unabated. By doing this, you are being complacent in the face of imminent danger to you, your country, your family, and your way of life. Again, I don't want you to take my word regarding anything I've said, but to check for yourself the facts of what I'm relating. This is what I did when I first began to come in contact with various claims about the various different components surrounding the New World Order. Investigate, cross-reference, investigate some more, fire test, cross-reference, lather, rinse, repeat. You get it. Eventually you're going to see how the facts just don't lie about what is really going on, what I'm telling you in this book. We're going to go over now briefly how the central control mechanism, the modern-day financial banking system, was put in place and by whom. We're also going to go over in some detail what organizations were created by the modern-day proponents of the Great Plan in order to bring about their ancient blueprint of control to fruition, and also review the central characters who were major contributors to the advancement of the Great Plan, now being openly called the New World Order by its proponents. And that's the end of that. I do know what kind of how the guy feels in a way. I mean, I've never felt like I was the only one. That's kind of what he implied there. You got to help me. You know, that kind of sounds like a well-known internet radio host I know of. But I know how the person feels on the other hand. You know, it's like there's just so few right around most of anyone that's awakening, that's also awakening, that it starts feeling like, you know, you are the only one. And you get so many eye rolls and things like that. But the main reason this book was written, and the main reason I'm reading it, is not necessarily to be for the benefit of those that are already at a certain awakening stage. I mean, once you get to a point, all this stuff, or most of it, that is true or seems to be true, I mean, it just kind of automatically clicks, and you know, it's a wonderful thing, really, on one sense. On the other hand, it can be a very much of a drag down of our psyche. But this is for those that are just maybe not just starting to wonder what's going on, or what's going wrong, really, but for those that are looking for an outline and a place to start. And that's mainly what this book is about, in my opinion. And so anyway, that's it for this little short intro, and so we'll talk to you on the next video.